150 domestic and international observers have been accredited by Nigeria's Independent National Electoral Commission. They have been granted this protection or security by the government as part of its effort to provide free, credible, and fair elections. The government has gone so far as to say that they're providing the security necessary for them to provide and do their work effectively. Philly Haza has more on that story, and we go to him for the details.
The countries from which they're coming, the transit
A
flights.
team of foreign election observers are discussing how best to cover the forthcoming polls in Nigeria. For 2 decades now, the National Democratic Institute, NDI, in partnership with the International Republic Institute, both non-partisan organizations, have played vital roles in Nigeria's elections.
We would pay particular attention to the absence of violence because, as you know, violence impacts how voters cast their ballots. We'll also be looking at electoral offenses that have in the past tinkered with the transparency and the legitimacy around the electoral process.
Analysts say the presence of these observers should ensure the process is fair and democratic. However, there are some concerns for their welfare. In previous elections in Nigeria, there have been outbreaks of violence. In 2011, for example, over 1,000 people were killed and more than 4,000 were displaced by political thugs who attacked and targeted polling units. In addition, insurgency that has been ongoing for a decade in Nigeria's northeast has prevented observers from carrying out their duties in these areas during election periods. But this time, the Electoral Commission has given assurances that observers will be able to work in a safe environment.
It is very important that, having accepted to serve as our guests, particularly the international observers, for us to give you guarantees, one of security, the other one of unimpeded access to function as observers on election day. I wish to assure both international and domestic observers that the Commission has liaised with the Inspector General of Police and the other security agencies for your protection and to guarantee you unimpeded access to places where you wish to observe elections.
The INEC also says it has adopted the recommendations made by observers in previous elections, and that will help improve the conduct of the forthcoming polls. Over 84 million voters head to the ballot box on February 16th across 36 states and the federal capital, Abuja, to choose who will lead the country for the next 4 years. Nigeria is the most populous black nation in the world and a major player responsible for influencing African politics. As the world watches how the 2019 elections will unfold, it is hoped that the outcome of the process will have a big impact on the democratic processes, not just in Nigeria, but across the continent. Phil Ihaza, CGTN, Abuja, Nigeria.